time to connect. The butcher and knob and bring tech to inspect. Talking Kodi and Plex and the cord cutting scene. Streaming matters, they're the kings on the screen. Streaming matters, they're breaking it down. Tech talk champions wearing the crown. When they mention Plex, take a drink and protect your neck or your life will stink. They cut through the noise like a digital blade. From apps to devices, they've got the upgrade. Cables are ancient, it's all in the stream. The butcher and knob in there, the tech team. Raise your glass when Plex gets a shout. Tech and laughter is what it's about. Protect your neck, keep your wits in the game. Streaming matters, every Friday the name. Streaming matters, they're breaking it down. Tech talk champions wearing the crown. When they mention Plex, take a drink and protect your neck or your life will stink. Tune in, folks, let the knowledge unfold. Cord cutting secrets, the stories they've told. The butcher and knob, and they're leading the way. So watch Streaming Matters every Friday. The name.
See, look at all that extra time that Beach had off to create that awesome intro with all kinds of little quotes in there. I like it. Wasn't long enough. Like Beach wanting to go till August. We'll be on break till August. Wait, we don't hear you now.
Oh, you're muted, AUBYN.
No, it's his headset. Nope. Yeah, he's not muted on the panel. What's up?
Happy Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday. Back. Here we are. Let's go ahead and get crank. We had a couple weeks off. AUBYN, whenever you... No, still don't hear you. Yeah, he just said some bitch. No, we don't get you. We don't have nothing. Nope. Nothing. Wait, what?
Oh, wait, I can kind of hear him there.
Okay, hold on.
There you go.
There you are.
How
How
about
about the volume?
There you
Real
go.
low. Real low. We hear you, but real low.
It's coming.
Hold on.
Okay.
That sounds better.
Yeah, this...
Oh,
No,
nope.
Now you lost you again. I thought I was having problems. My setup's a little bit easier. I think AUBYN's just screwed his computer up.
I was going to say between the Oculus
yeah.
issues and...
Yeah, he's having all kinds of problems. Look at Russell's in here. We got everyone in here starting to roll in here, so we'll get cranking. We had a couple weeks off for kind of just a little spring break, people to have a little time to get.
on
No,
this
so wait there.
You hear me? Check.
Yeah.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah.
Very low.
Okay.
Yeah, it's low.
Very low. I don't know why it's slow.
Well, but it's. I mean, we can hear you.
You can hear me.
Yeah.
There you
yeah.
go. Now it's good.
Now it's better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good sounding. Yeah. So hey, this is Streaming Matters. What we'll do is we cover all kinds of tech information that you're not going to find in many other places. We'll try to talk about streaming products. We'll talk about streaming services. We're going to talk about possible price hikes that may happen or changes in the way that some services are doing things where it might cost you more. So thanks for you guys watching. Maybe, you know, my hope is that people will learn something from this to be able to save them money or save some of your family members some money. So hopefully you can pay attention and learn something in amongst the first hour. The second hour, we're going to be covering Sweetwater, the movie that was Aubyn's pick of the week before we went out. So that will be the movie that we will cover, and we'll do that 1 hour from now. And so we'll be doing that. So hopefully you guys have watched that movie so that you'll be able to chime in on what your thoughts of that movie are. Anything you guys want to, before we get started, anything's going on with you guys?
I got 2 weeks off, but I didn't get 2 weeks off.
Call HR. Call HR. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I got 2 weeks off, but I didn't get 2 weeks off.
Come on.
I can't help.
I'd love to have 2 weeks where I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, well, Beach had a lot going on. Beach actually had a lot going on, so we'll give.
Yeah, so
I'll give him that. No, you don't. So we're gonna get cranking. We're gonna
keep going right past it.
So we're gonna go ahead and get going. So hopefully you learn a little something. We're gonna start with some of the OK app topics.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with some of that. And I'm not sure if I don't use POV. I know that POV is a very popular add-on, but I have noticed that they have been adding quite a few new features to it. I want to say the thumb images, where you can customize thumb images, I believe was one of those like for art, for your movie categories, not just the art that is automatic. So I know TMDB, I think IMDB, maybe the MDB listings was added. They've added a lot of stuff over the last few weeks. So if you're a person that wants to check out an add-on and it's well maintained, it's always getting some updates, check out the POV add-on. It has been getting some some attention, and I need to install it. I used to install every new add-on, and now I'm like, I've got my 2 add-ons that I use.
You don't have enough time? You don't have enough time to check?
No, it's not even a matter of time. It's like, what's the point? I don't know. Install this one, and take it up, install, take it off.
What's the point? Because there was a time, I know back in the day, if anybody wanted to know anything about an add-on, he asked Todd. He loads everything up.
I did. I tested it.
He had an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, but I don't do that anymore. So hopefully, it'd be great. If we had some, some people on the panel that have used, have you guys used POV?
I haven't used POV yet.
No,
I use Ben a lot. I use lucky I don't have no booze in that one there. I use Fen Light, and I actually Umbrella are the two, and then Black Lightning or Quicksilver, whichever one I decide. Those are the 2 I've been using. So so there's a thing that I wanted to mention to some folks, that Cocoa Scrapers had an update, and we talked about this on the last show. But there is an issue that some people are like, it's not updating automatically. So you will need to make sure that you go into your file manager and you have the URL for Cocoa Scraper, for the Cocoa Scrapers URL. You want to make sure to have that in your file manager, update that way, and then it will update the Cocoa Scrapers, and then you'll be fine going forward. The URL changed, their server changed. It didn't change the URL that you had in the file manager, but its actual end location changed. So if you didn't do that, you won't get the latest update. And I will say the scrapers now, I want to say it's 2 seconds on the default settings. Now you can speed up. Scrapers if you go through and do a little maintenance. You remove the because there's so many in there. You remove the ones that aren't as important to you. You leave in the ones that are the main ones, and you can get by with 2, 3, 4 scrapers packages, and you'll be fine, and it'll load quick. But even with the default scrapers, with it's 2.5 seconds of scraping time, and then it starts loading your list. So really, really fast. if you get the update. And if you don't, again, if you don't have the latest, if you don't have the repository updated, you won't get it.
You don't have the version.
I was just gonna say you need to be on 1.01 is the repo version, and I think it's 1.0036. I think is the
0.36.
Yeah.
So if your Cocoa Scrapers is like on 0.32, I think is what the old one was, or 0.34,
something like that.
That's the old one. You need to the newest one is 0.36, and I found that if I did that and then rebooted, it was just lightning fast. So check it out.
Because I just hooked up my living room Shield today for the first time in 3 weeks. So I got some maintenance to do and some updating.
Yeah. There's always plenty of that, and especially with me on my Shield. See, I have updates turned off because on certain things. So I always go in about once a week and look to see what's update. What I need to update. Because I like to just choose what I'm updating, because there's at times when it's trying to update things that I don't want to update. So that's just a little maintenance got to do. We're going to cover on. Now this is AUBYN's baby. We're going to talk about some Plex.
Oh yeah.
So Plex
gotta get the arm going.
Yeah, get your drink on, folks. Plex has. We talked about this probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. They talked about that they were coming out with a new update that they're pushing through the Android. It has been released. Now this will not cover. This doesn't include any Shield updates. It's just for your phones. So if you have Plex on your phone, you probably noticed that there was a new update. And if you open it, it has a different layout, a little bit of a different look. They're trying to give you that Netflix look, or the look that a lot of applications have, where trending and all these different options. And also it changed the servers. So I want to say, like, servers, I don't see it on this picture here, but servers like the number 2 item. And if you have multiple servers, it'll have where you can look at the particular servers. And there has been problems with this. There has been lots of people having a fit on Reddit because of problems. I know the first time that I installed it, the update, the first screen was where you pick the server that you would like to add as your favorites. Now, the old Plex would say pin. You pinned the servers or the folders that you wanted to pin to the side. Now you're added as a favorite, little heart on it. Same idea, just a different. When I first did it, I couldn't do nothing. My phone wouldn't do it. I had to basically force close Plex, give it a minute, and then reopen it, and then it allowed me to go through. It wasn't really a full setup steps, but some of those setups where I was able to choose what servers I want as my favorites. But there is lots of people that are having problems that it's had all kinds of havoc, and I don't know if any of you guys had any issue.
Well, what I want to know is if there's any Mac users out there that use an iPhone. Could you just let me know if it shows you the music there or not? I want to know if they're forcing Mac users to go to the Plex amp also, or if nothing has changed on the Mac side.
Fast,
well, I know that we talked about this, that Plex was going to separate everything, whereas Plex prior was movies, TVs, music, and photos was all in one interface. And they said, and this was months and months ago, AUBYN, that they were going to separate stuff.
Right.
So Plex Amp is now your music. So all your music is going to go through Plex Amp, and your TV and movies are going through the regular Plex. And then I don't know what the photo, because the photo had its own.
Yeah, photos. Well, I tried opening up photos on my phone and it just hung there.
Yeah,
so
because it's its own app.
Yeah,
I remember they said it was an app for just that.
Because I used to use photos because people were able to upload their photos to me that were on my server, so they could all upload all their family photos there for everyone else in their family. You understand? So it was great.
I don't understand why you would do that, but
because this way, my friends, my family could put all the photos there, and we have a place that this is where all the photos are, and it's that's getting backed up. You know what I mean?
So you're like a whole cloud server.
Yeah.
You're like you're like OneDrive or the Google Drive of your family.
Yeah, they call me the Plexor. Yeah.
The Plexor. True story.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Did any of you guys have any issues updating?
I saw they updated, and I've been busy doing other stuff, so I just updated on my phone, and like I said, looking to pin because I want to organize what I want to organize it my way, and it is so not
friendly.
Friendly to just be able to pin it like we used to in the past. So I after about 5 minutes, I said, screw this. I'm too pissed off from doing other stuff to screw around with Plex. And I'm like, sometimes when they think they're improving shit, it ain't an improvement.
Right.
Well, anytime something's new, people aren't gonna like it.
Well, don't like shit changing.
That's right.
That's
people
right.
Don't like.
No,
stuff
why?
changing.
Why open up 4 different apps? No, it's like why?
Well, that's like freaking what? My server was down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever.
Yeah.
When I came back online, AUBYN, Sonar did not grab one missing episode. Not one missing episode for 3 weeks. So I had to manually go into Sonar and go show by show and update it manually.
No, you don't have to do that.
Yeah, because they ain't doing it by itself.
No. There's you can do that a different way. I'll show you.
Man, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. There's a
I
way
was,
that
I
you
was
can
shocked.
do it. Yeah.
I was shocked. Sonar didn't want update one missing file.
No, because it was off.
No, when
he turned it back on,
when it came back online,
right?
It should have known that time gone.
It would have to wait
offline.
like at least 12 hours.
Screw that! I ain't got time. I want it now. Now,
Yeah.
damn it!
No,
I turn that bitch on. I want it working.
Well, so if you guys follow Reddit is lit up on the Plex threads. That subreddit is people. I'm not paying. I'm done with this. Blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. I mean, again, change is always something. People don't like it, and when you're making a large change, there's always going to be some bugs and some issues. So they'll be implementing a couple more bug fixes in the next few weeks. You can guarantee that, because they're going to have to fix some of the issues. But they also included, now they have went up on the price. So as effective a couple days ago, the lifetime is $249 for lifetime for Plex Pass. So hopefully, we talked about this last month. If you were going to get Plex Pass, hopefully you went ahead and got it before the price doubled. And I think that, and there's been, again, more people on Reddit. They're just having I swear, it's like Reddit is just where people want to cry. Yeah. And so they're crying about the cost and, it's unfair. And, again, the lifetime is not what Plex really wants to sell, because once you sell it one time, that's it. You're not getting any more money. Mm-hmm. They want people to sign up for the monthly. That's what they want. They want that consistent money coming in. And the other thing, I don't think Plex wants Plex Pass people as much, is now they're going to have this that remote. What's it? Remote playback. Remote playback with no, it wasn't that one. What's it? It's called something different now. Hold on a second. It's called remote pass or something.
For when that user doesn't have Plex pass, then
yes,
they're connected
the remote watch pass. That's what it is.
Okay. All right.
So this is what they're looking to sell, because with remote watch pass, so if the person that you are watching Plex on, if they have Plex Pass, then there's nothing you got to worry about. There's no worries. They have the Plex Pass part covered. You can log in and nothing really changes other than the interface if you're using your phone. If they don't have remote watch pass, they can only watch it within their house unless they get this remote watch pass, which is $1.99 a month or $20 a year. So in my opinion, that's where they're looking to steer people towards, to be, again, that constant revenue stream that's coming in monthly that they're looking to get. And most people, so if a person doesn't have Plex Pass and you're logging into you've been watching their Plex, if they don't get Plex Pass, you're going to have to pay the $2 a month or the $20 a year to have remote watching privileges. And what I mean, some people probably like, oh, what's remote? What's he talking? So remote means you are not within the home or on the home Wi-Fi. So if I'm on my home Wi-Fi and I have Plex, and I don't have Plex Pass, I don't have nothing, I just have my free Plex server. Mm-hmm. I can watch it in my house with no problems on my Wi-Fi with no problem. But if I go to work and I try to decide I want to watch Plex from my home server, I won't be able to do that if I don't have Plex Pass or this remote watch pass. So again, we talked about that because it sounds confusing when we talked about it a few weeks ago. Which is which? Do I need it? If the person that you're watching their Plex, or if your Plex has Plex Pass, there's nothing that changes. But if they don't, you would have to have that remote watch pass. And you're going to know it, because if you don't have Plex Pass and you go to watch something and you can't resolve anything that's on their server, that's probably a pretty good sign that they don't have Plex Pass. For you to be able to have access to a computer somewhere else, at another home or another business. What do you guys think about going to this package, changing thoughts?
I'm still so pissed off over having a person have to open up these separate apps, because now think about it, you have a user that's trying to watch a movie, and then and so now we have to make sure that they have the other $2 a month or whatever they're paying for, and then they're going to want to go listen to some music, so now they have to open up another app, and then make sure and that they're logged in, and making sure that account has got the right goodies for it to work for them. That's just too much. It's bad enough trying to get some users, to understand what they're doing. They're not going to understand about opening up a second or third app. I'm really kind of pissed off about that.
Well, I think that
you can get all your photos and music all together on Kodi.
I couldn't. Listen, let me explain to everybody about Kodi. When you got Kodi and you have a huge library that you want to be able to share with your family, listen, I've been through it. It wasn't fun. It really wasn't.
Well, we've got that MB. There's that
MB
floating around.
Yep.
There you go. But Kodi does the job. you know, it really.
Oh, you
does.
mean Plex does the job?
Plex
Plex,
does the job. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Kodi
See,
just
look at
couldn't handle
this.
it.
Jellyfin is another one.
Yeah.
And again,
it's like crap.
Jellyfin is completely free.
Yeah.
But Jellyfin is 1/4 of what Plex is, as in features and stability. And does it work? Yes, it does. And is it free? Yes, it is. But if you were using a Plex and then you said, "Here, I'm going to try to use Jellyfin," and say, "Are they equals?" Well, no. I mean, one's a Pinto and one's a Corvette. They're two different things. But if you don't want to pay, well, Jellyfin would be your option, or as you said, MB, which I don't have a tab for MB. MB's another one, but MB's a paid service.
Well, but what I was saying with MB, we know there's a crack.
True, there is
to.
cracked versions of MB that you can get around the paywall. So yeah, there is that option for that. Now Plex, I don't see too many modded versions of Plex.
No, I've not since I have a Plex Pass. I don't mess around and see if
well I see when people post APKs, this that, and I rarely, not to say I don't ever, it's rare to see a Plex modified APK. It's just not. I don't think that you got to think about it. Plex updates quite a bit. In my opinion, there's a lot of updates. They're updating every couple weeks with small bug fixes, not like this one where they changed a lot of stuff. But the bug fixes, they do it now. Hey, but see, Jellyfin gives you all of these things together: your books, music, shows, music, live, all of it is together. So, but I did Jellyfin, and I just thought it just
they don't have photos.
Yeah, it does right here.
It does. Oh, okay. You're not showing that screen, so you know.
What?
No, you're not.
Damn.
No, you're not. What? Oh, it took it off.
What he's doing?
Oh, well, I'm looking at the other screen. I'm looking at my screen.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
If it goes away, let me know, because I'm
no,
looking
it never was. It wasn't up at all, right, guys?
What?
No, he was showing his browser for a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's showing now. There you go. All right. Yeah. Because I had it on it.
Yeah, it was before. Yeah. Okay.
So yes, it does do. Jellyfin here does give you your movie, shows, music, photos, books, all in one place. Again, is a free, and it's a free option.
I wonder if Plex is still doing books.
Maybe that would be under music.
I don't know.
I'd have to look. I don't. Let's see. I don't. I'm trying to think if I don't have any music. I don't have books on my server.
I have them on mine.
We'll have to look. Let's see. Where was I at on the? Where was I?
MB.
There. All right, so that didn't go away, did it? No. All right.
No, it's still there.
Okay. So yeah, with I think, to me, Plex wants to move themselves into a completely legitimate app that's going to be your hub to launch you to content no matter what the source is. Now, you can see right from here, and we've seen it on our Plex server. So if you did a search for a particular movie, it's going to show you the paid services or free options, because Plex does offer some free. So it's going to show you your paid, free, and if any of the servers that you're connected to have that content. So they're trying to be that hub instead of people struggling around and say, well, do I open the Paramount app? Is it Max? Is it a Prime Video? Is it on Disney? Where is it at? What they want is they want you to open up Plex, you search for it, and it's going to say, here's where it is. And once you watch it in whatever service it is, you back out, and now you're right back here to this interface. That's what they want to be. They want to be your roadmap to your content.
I think that they'd rather play it through their own system because it's like
none of it's through their system though. I mean, think about it. If it's on your server, it's not really through their system. I mean, they may have it to help with the scraping part,
right?
But and just like with the services, with the paid services, that's not through their system. All it does is it points to the Max app that's on your device to say, "Oh, play."
But like if something is on the or like a Plex, what's the word? If it's
like they're free movies or TV
free
shows.
movies, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like so when you're searching for something and for some reason it pops up, okay, it's coming from Plex.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to automatically play it, you know.
Yes. Well, they're getting ad money from that.
Right.
Of course, they would if they can get it because it's just like with
But
Pluto
my
TV
problem
or
with
Zumo.
that is a lot of times I'll have a user that will see oh it's on Plex and they're playing it and they're not playing mine. They're getting the results from mine, and sometimes they'll still play it from Plex, thinking oh well yeah it's on Plex. You understand how these?
Oh yeah, 100% that they don't catch that. There's people that that yes, there's the rentals like where you're renting, just like with Amazon and any of those, you can rent the movie or TV show.
Right.
So yeah, just like with this, I mean, we can click on Novocaine and we can watch Novocaine probably starting at $4.99 Canadian. So let me see what Novocaine would cost. Hope I don't have my credit card tied to this.
That's pretty cheap, actually, because a lot of first-run movies are like $20. Yeah,
$25 to watch.
Right. Okay. And that's renting, so you have like a 72-hour period to watch it.
It's a certain window. Certain window. So yeah, they want you to be on their interface, their app, and then maybe you're renting it, but you're always coming back and. I don't know. I think to me they update their stuff. I'm fine. They're a company that has really strived to stay on top of it. How many softwares that we've seen? I mean, what is Plex has got to be 15 years old. I mean, I don't know off top. I'd have to say 15 years. I mean, it's been long. So, and they have constantly strive to update. Now there's been setbacks, but they strive to make it look good. And they want it to look like a phone app like this. Like so when I search for a movie and if it's on my server or if I have a service that has it, I can click right there and the movie plays. That's another bug that some people are complaining about is that they're not able to launch the movies that they have access to, that there's movies that things that aren't playing. So I foresee a number of fixes that's going to be popping up and they'll get it sorted out.
Well,
you'll fall back in love with it, AUBYN.
No, I'm not out of love with it. Let me get that straight, because I just have a lot of stuff that I use it for. It's not just movies and TV shows for me. It's having that the information of the pictures for family members. That really comes in really handy for me. You know what I mean? And that especially that they can download them and stuff like that. It comes in really handy. To be able to just type in a name for a picture and have it like with Google where it finds that person on the server.
That actor or actress.
No, that person.
Or director.
No, the person family by using the face thing there that it does. I can't read that.
it's nice to see it's going to give you on a phone the same kind of experience you can really get on. Like my Google TV will do the same thing. If I search a show, it'll pull up and say, here's the free places you can find it. Now it won't do Kodi necessarily, but on the Shield, like if you have Syncler set up on your Shield, that comes up on your continue watching automatically. But you don't really have those things on your phone. With Plex, you can get that on a phone or on a tablet where you don't have it outside of a smart TV or a Fire Stick or sort of device like that.
True. So, it's good. So, well, this hold tight, folks. So just, if you've had Plex on your phone, and hold tight. It's just bear with them. It'll be fixed in a week or two.
I got a notification for Plex to update. I haven't updated either, because I've heard so many things. The problems we're going with. So I said I'll wait a while.
Yeah, I give it a couple weeks. They'll have it sorted. And my issues are small. The issues I've had experienced, but again, I've only had it for a day, maybe 2 days that I've had it, and just I don't use it every day, so I've just fumbled around with it, and small issues that I found. But so one of our favorite pastimes, folks, UFC is looking for a new home. They're wanting to break away from ESPN and the contract, or once the contract with ESPN finishes, they've been trying to get Netflix or somebody else to go and to try to get tight with them. So they're looking. UFC is looking for. They're seeking $1 billion a year for a 5-year contract. So I guess that would be a $5 billion is what they're looking.
$5 billion to stream this stuff.
And that
look at what happened that last time. Who was it that had that fight? What fight was that? That went on Netflix, and it was
that was the Mike Tyson fight.
The Tyson fight.
Yeah, Tyson.
You know what I mean? Right. And that was horrible, for that to happen. And I think that there's some UFC fights that get more than a Tyson fight. You know what I mean?
That Tyson had there was a lot of people watching.
Right.
But Netflix learned from it. I mean, Netflix hasn't had any problem with the WWE.
Oh, okay.
That's not
and
a
that's still part of.
That's
why they went that way, because it's still part of UFC. UFC and WWE are the same.
Well, they're all owned by the same.
Yeah. But those are separate contracts, and they're talking about this will end pay-per-view.
Right.
So UFC would not be a pay-per-view anymore. It would all be done through Netflix. Now, would Netflix charge extra for a pay-per-view, I'm wondering?
Well, let me just tell you. If UFC is wanting a 5-year contract to get $1 billion a year, how much more do you think your Netflix is going to go up?
Right.
Because Netflix, if Netflix wins that, you think they're going to absorb that $1 billion a year? Who do you think is going to pay that?
Well, or is Netflix going to do like an add-on now? If you want to get, like Sirius, like satellite radio is, different packages. So if you want the UFC fights, you got to go up now another package level.
And what's going to happen to the Fight Pass?
Yeah, because there's people that pay for the UFC Fight Pass. So
right.
would you get? Would you?
Will you get that same fight on Fight Pass? Weeks later.
Yeah, or would you get it? Would they continue Fight Pass for, say, for the year or for whatever time, and say then after a year, it's only going to be done here. I can see. I think Dave is right. I think the price of Netflix will go up. I mean, because they paid for the WWE 10 years was $5 billion. So it was $500 million a year. Now, UFC wants double that. And if you add, again, you're adding in those pay-per-views, but and WWE I don't think that Netflix offered the like WrestleMania for free on Netflix, but I don't watch it. I don't think it was on Netflix for free. But I could be wrong. I know that their normal shows, the Raw and all that kind of stuff, shows on Netflix, but I don't know about the pay-per-view because they just had WrestleMania 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I mean, give you an example.
Yeah.
Like if you remember at Christmas when all the NFL games were on Netflix. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Netflix has a 3-year contract with the NFL to show the Christmas games for $150 million a year. That's just one day.
True.
That's just one day, $150 million to show football on Christmas on Netflix.
I love sports, but is it worth that? I mean, think about that. They set the price and they never go down on the price. It's always more. The athletes are paid more. The teams are paid more. The coaches are paid more constantly. So then the ticket prices for a person to go see the game. I had friends that wanted to go see the hockey games, wanted to see the playoffs. And they were like talking like $800-900 a ticket. And we're not even talking, we're not talking next to the glass. We're, just to be in there. It's like, where does this stop?
Because people are paying for it.
Yeah,
exactly.
It doesn't say, but it's not even when I say people are paying for it, it's not a normal person. It's these big businesses that say, okay, we're going to buy these
for those seats,
the seats, and we're going to give them out to
there's regular people going to games. I mean,
bull crap.
There are people go because I had some friends that actually did. Toronto was in the games, right? So around here, Toronto was, and I do know somebody that went to a Toronto game, and because they're, that's people will pay it, but it's like, where does it stop? Why do we have to continue to go up? Why does, like as Dave's saying, for the NFL games to pay the NFL that kind of money? It's not. Why is? And I know that it's like, well, if they're willing to pay it, that's what it's worth. Well, when does that stop? I mean, it's just, we're talking astronomical numbers that just don't make sense. And what about the regular schmo that don't have Amazon or Netflix and they want to watch the NFL games?
That's exactly it. I mean,
SOL.
Like I said on a previous show, I would say in the next 2 to 3 years, the Super Bowl will not be on broadcast over-the-air TV. It'll be on some paid Paramount Plus, Amazon, some paid streaming service, because that's just the way things are going. But I mean, it's just like the other day I was talking with somebody, back when I was young, you go like on a first date, dinner or movie. You can maybe spend $30-40, go to the movie, you can go to dinner afterwards or go to dinner first. Nowadays, $40, you're lucky if you get to the movie. And then, God forbid, if you wanted to get popcorn and a drink. I mean, the last time I went, all I wanted was some water. And they go, oh, we don't give out courtesy cups anymore. You have to buy a bottle of water. Fine, give me a bottle of water. $5 for bottled water. And I was like, okay, you fucks.
It is it's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. It really
That's right.
is.
Noir talking about soccer or football over there in the UK, and it's the same thing. It's the cost of it going up. Here's Redneck talking about MSG networks and the Yes networks merging, and you having to pay. That's an extra package that you're paying for to watch a lot of those baseball games or those basketball games or the hockey games. So yeah, it just makes you wonder, like, where does it stop?
Well, I mean, it doesn't affect us because we have alternatives.
Yeah.
Please, hopefully everybody else is on the side there watching us has those options too, because it's just ridiculous.
And it's not stopping. I mean, how many?
No.
So yeah, it's as much as I feel that this is going to be, and people that have Netflix, it's going to be going up. It's going up.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
hey,
it's like up here. I'll just say a relative. You know, they pay for their fucking cable. You know, on top of that, they have all the movie channels. You know, they Showtimes and everything. You know, so they have Hulu, so they can get Disney Plus, and then ESPN Plus, and then fucking. And my head just wants to freaking explode. Just want to explode. And I'm like, why? Why is she doing this? You're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. Well, you got to have that though. You got to have people. You got to have people that are paying for it to keep the system.
Yeah.
Art. We talked about this earlier in the show. You just need to put the Cocoa Scrapers URL into the file manager. You can do a little Google search. Will get you there. You'll be able to put it in the file manager, install through that through your file manager, and it will give you the newest version of the Cocoa Scrapers repo, and that will update you to the latest version of Cocoa Scrapers, and it'll be 0.36 is what I think the latest version. I think that's what Jason said. I think he's right on that. So that's how you're going to do it. You're going to need to go just a little Google search to find out the URL for the Cocoa Scrapers to do, and that will get that done for you. Here we talked about this. We didn't talk about VLC. We talked about, who was it? Amazon,
Netflix, I think.
That was doing the using AI to subtitle and dub stuff. I want to say it was dubbing for Netflix. But so VLC, which is a free player, very popular application, it's been around a long time. They are adding AI to be doing the subtitling for them. So 100 different languages, and it's going to be able to. I think it went live just this week. Yeah.
So that's VLC. You said
VLC
is going to be doing the AI to do this. But I'm wondering
subtitles.
Is it?
Yeah,
gonna
they are. This I don't know if I think it does it in live. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Live?
But I know that because I don't use VLC, but I know that it went live this week. This article I have here is when they talked about it, that it was demoed, but it went live this week.
Okay.
This past week. So it's creating based on local and open source AI models running on your machine working offline. So that would so it's doing it on your device. So AI subtitling is under development sometime in a form of a plugin using OpenAI speech recognition. So
I wonder if that works on any device though, or because you got a low spec device like a Fire Stick, I can't see that.
Well, I'm guaranteed. Well, you wouldn't have movies stored on your Fire Stick, or some low ends you may, but I guarantee that it's a setting that you turn on. It's probably not turned on by default because you wouldn't want it drinking up. If I had a Shield and I had VLC and I had some movies on it, you wouldn't want it running in the background. So I'm sure it's a setting that you just have to turn it on, and yes, it would do it. And create those so that you have those subtitled files. So, but it's more people out of work. So because you're not paying a person to go through and type in all those subtitles, and you'd say, well, that's all right. We don't have to worry about it. Well, but that's somebody's job.
Different languages and also everything for you is AI. And that's pretty neat.
There was some more bad news with the 50 series for Nvidia cards. More problems with it, more we had when it first came out, there was issues with the wires burning on them.
Yep.
But there was that the one of the wires, because I watched a video, and one particular wire, because they have, I want to say it's 10 or 12 wires go in on the clip on those big cards. I know for my mine it had to be at least 10. So I think on this it was like 10 or 12, and there were certain lines that were not allocating. They were using way more wattage than what that wire is supposed to maintain. I watched a video, and the guy was doing he was doing heat recordings, and he had a heat gun, and he's checking it, and you could see like 1 or 2 wires were just blazing hot. The other ones were running regular temperature, but it was like pushing too much wattage through certain wires. So still having issues on it. So hopefully anybody that I hope people waited on those 50 cards. That's why I'm when we see those people that get in the lines for those video cards and these things that, like crazy. I saw it with, what was it? The Switch 2, everybody this past week. Oh, I got to put my money in for a Switch 2. I got my savings. What type of bugs and shit that'll come out with that right away? Why don't you wait a couple months and let the bugs wear out? But because everyone wants to have it.
With the prices of everything right now, and
I guess they want to lock in the price, maybe.
Yeah,
but it's all pre-ordering now. So
Xbox just announced this week they're raising their prices on games, hardware, controllers. So
I saw at Games they do stand-up free machines, arcade. Home arcade systems, the pinball table that I want to have. I saw that they posted that they are going to be going up on their prices, not only for the machines, but actually for the software, which
I can't understand that.
You to create that stuff that's digitally sent through the internet.
Right.
Tariff doesn't. There's no tariff to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, yes, a machine, a physical machine, yes, there's a tariff. But like if I ordered a game online and it came through, there's no extra tariff that's going to be impacted. But again, companies are, if a company has an excuse to raise prices and maybe not have you freak out, because they can blame somebody else or blame something else. Hey, that's a good reason we can go up on everything.
It's like everybody else is raising their prices, we ought to do it too. So there you go.
More bad news about making money. Microsoft. So Microsoft is going to implement, starting in July, $1.50 for a security updates for updates for their hot patch fee. And this is going to be what was it on the server?
On the 2025 Windows
11
Windows Server. Where did
I
see? I had it
right that fourth line, maybe fourth to fifth line. I think it said.
Here it is, Windows Server 2025. You're right. So with that, they have fixes that normally we've all enjoyed Windows updates for free. Microsoft is now they're saying that they will start charging for these hot fixes, and it's going to be with this Windows Server 2025. And a hot fix is when you don't have to reboot the system. You can install the update and then just keep running. As most of you know, whenever you've updated your Windows computer, it'll set, or even your phone when you get an Android update, got to reboot, right? Well, these fixes can be done without a reboot. So now Windows is saying, hey, or Microsoft is saying, hey, we're going to charge $1.50, which sounds small. I mean, you're like, that's not that much money. That's small. But that's the start.
Now when you have 1,000 users on your network,
Yeah. Well, no, wouldn't it be for the server itself? It'd be on the machine.
But I think it said for those it would be on just the server. Yeah,
but that's to me. This is just the start of it, though.
Yeah,
because if you get comfortable with accepting that it's $1.50, well, then maybe next year it's $2.50 for the fixes, and then maybe 14, 15 months from now, they'll say, well, we stopped supporting Windows 10, but if you want the security fixes, or if you want these fixes, you can get it for $1.50, $2 for a fee.
Yeah.
So and you're like, that's small.
They're gonna say for those smaller users that have to get those updates, that's where they're gonna start applying that to.
Yep, and they're gonna say, well, that's an older system, that's gonna cost us more to keep that up. If you have the newest software, you wouldn't have to pay that. But to me, this is just a game, the beginning of the game, that's not going to stop there. So I'm here in the next couple years, my thoughts, my prophecy is that within 2 years, just about all your Windows updates are going to cost you something. Because if they can get it for the businesses, because that's who's getting it first, the server owners, they're going to push it there, and then it's just going to simply trickle right down. And next thing you know, Joe Schmo's paying for an update, or their devices vulnerable. Or AUBYN, how many times you talked about with everything being cloud based? Maybe they just hold your shit ransom because you didn't pay for your yearly fee, like Office. Remember when we used to be able to buy Office? You bought it one time.
Buy Office and that's it. You're done. That's the way it should be. Not
now,
okay. We'll hold on to your files for you. I don't think so. Okay. No, I'll hold it on my files.
All your files are right up on our cloud. Come on.
I have my cloud. Okay, it's my cloud, not your cloud. It's mine.
I like John. I like this question. John has a question here. What do you wonder if Linux is going to do something like that? Well, they got so many distros on that, though.
Right. You might see it for certain distro, because there's some distros you could pay for, and they provide support like Red Hat and stuff like that. So they might look into doing that. But some of the free-based distros, you're not going to see them doing that.
Yeah, because a lot of those they're really about the community, the community and building up the community and stuff like that. So, I don't think Linux. Windows.
It'd be time to go back to a Chromebook.
We use Chromebooks at the school, and I'm gonna tell you, I hate it. I hate the Chromebook is not. There's so many limitations, things that you think, I'm used to doing that on, and it's like Chromebook's like, nope, you don't do it here. We don't offer that. So
might as well.
I don't know. I think I'll end up sticking with I've got Windows 11 on this PC, but I might just stick to an older version of Windows. And I ran, what was it, Windows 7? I want to say I ran that for years and years and years.
Yeah, but the problem is, though, that the other things that you need to connect to, they're going to say, oh, nope, sorry, but this isn't going to work.
Yeah, incompatible.
Even a printer, I'm sorry, you're running Windows 7, you can't print, your file out,
Yeah, you don't have the proper driver.
Right, yep.
You don't have the proper driver. You can't.
Oh, you want to use Bluetooth for this? Nope, sorry.
Hey, I saw Red asked a question about Daddy Live, and I think the crew normally has that in the repo, but I want to say I saw somebody posted that Seaman's repository had a working version on that. But I don't use that add-on, but I'm thinking that's what I heard. What's up, Andrew Noir? Let's my man Noir come rolling in here.
Yeah.
You're up, boys.
There's trouble.
AUBYN Pod. How you doing, boys? It's been a long time.
Thank you. A long time. For jumping in, man. I miss hearing your voice. You know?
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
After speaking to AUBYN last week, I thought I've got to like make an effort to come on. I was saying to him, I work most Saturdays, so when your show's on, I've got a limited time. Like I've got to get some sleep in because of the time difference.
Just like our other buddy there, Andrew. You know.
Yeah.
But it means a lot to me for you guys to be here. You know, from the other side of the pond there. You know?
What's up with both of you? Both of them don't have an icon. What happened to
I know.
Usually Andrew's got one.
Yeah,
I know Noir ain't been on here forever. Again, Noir, another old time friend, been doing all kinds of stuff on the OK app.
There's the tariffs.
Always been around.
There's a tariff on icons.
Make StreamYard great again. Yes, we're gonna. They didn't. We're willing to pay that tariff to get an icon.
To get an icon.
Damn right.
Oh my god.
So you say my icon's not appearing?
No, I don't see an icon for you.
No.
Okay. No, it's because it come up with something on Google. It said, "Do you want to continue with this account, or do you want to continue with?"
Maybe it's account? Might not
because
be
I've got no glasses on. I was like, hit a button.
Yeah, that's all right.
And
you're blind. You're a blind guy.
Yeah, it's because UK tariff. I mean, look at all us. You know, we're still fairly friendly with Canada. You and Eddie come on fine.
I don't know if you're friendly with Canada. You're not too friendly with Canada right now.
I don't know if UK will be the 52nd state or not.
So Noir, what has been up with you before we go to player passes? Check in on you. What's been up with you? What's been going on?
I've just been like busy with just like real life lately because I was just hit 51 last week as AUBYN
Happy birthday! I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. Just like it's pretty boring to be fair. Kodi was not doing much in that. I'm into Plex at the moment. Loving Plex. Not my own Plex. I'm using someone else's shared Plex, which is all great. But yeah, Kodi for live sports every day. You can't go wrong with that. But I'm not really like into like movies and series as such. I only got into Kodi for sports, as you know.
Yeah. You're a footy guy.
Yeah, footy guy. Sometimes a bit of like some of your hand egg stuff and whatnot, but only on special occasions.
The hand egg. I forgot that's what you call it, the hand egg.
Yeah, it's like, this is my egg. You're not having my egg. I'm going to run with this egg until you're like, oh, you took me out. You can have my egg. And try and take its insurance. Yeah. It's start, stop.
Oh my god.
Fucking half-time show, 3 hours long. What the fuck's all of that? You just want to watch the fucking game and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You couldn't stay up for that game. You'd have to been up till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to stay up to watch Super Bowl.
I'd need a week off work to watch that shit. You know what I mean?
You'd have to. I don't know how much you'd have to smoke to be able to make it through the game, though, too, because that would be a tough one.
Let me see. 6 hours for the game. I'd have to go down to like Quickie Mart a few times to get stock up like a few times, I reckon.
Stock up.
Yeah. Like how long's half time? An hour. All right. I'm going
you got plenty of time to walk down there.
I'm going to Spain for a bit, you know what I mean? Come back with some duty frees.
Yeah.
I'll still make it in time.
Yeah, they're still finishing. Yeah, go ahead.
Beyonce is still on the fucking telly. Come on.
Andrew has to be up early in the morning, so let's go ahead and get the wheels spinning.
I don't see Andrew.
Well, yeah, well, he told me when we get to player pass.
All right, I was waiting. Yeah, all right.
Okay.
I don't have the link. So
I'll give that to you. Hold on. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. I meant to do it before we came on, but
yeah,
we were having a great time.
Yeah.
Alvin talking about he needed more time.
Yeah, right. Jeez, I don't even know where the heck it is. It is now. Hold on.
Let me just say, I hope my movie does not get picked because I'm trying to find something that's decent to put on the freaking wheel. Oh my God.
Yep. I've been watch this movie. Oh, let's see about putting this one. Nope, not that one. No, I don't want to be the next Crow. So.
Man, you guys are cold to me.
Last movie I watched was called Marching Powder, which is obviously about cocaine. It's an English movie about.
What's the name of it again?
Marching Powder.
Marching Powder.
Alvin's
over there. He's getting ready to do a search.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a search.
Yeah. It's a this year movie. It's about football hooliganism in the soccer side of it. And these people, they've grown up now. They're in their 40s, 50s, but they can't let go of their youth. They still want to go out and cause trouble. And it was shit. It was shit. It was a right proper letdown.
I just see here Ruth Buzzy died.
Yeah, earlier today.
Oh man, it's a shame.
Who?
Ruth Buzzy.
You
wouldn't know that. You're going back, yeah. Laughing. She was in Laughing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. Let's see here.
You got it there, Todd?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Does it show them?
Yeah, showing.
All right. So tell us what the movies are here, bud. Or who's picked and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. We have for Andrew in green is Bratz. I'm in purple with Locked. Dabs is in red with Carry On. Eddie is in gray with Last Breath. The Beach is in blue with Death of the Unicorn. Jason is in yellow with Gladiator 2.
So is that about people with an alternative lifestyle?
What?
No.
The death of a unicorn. All right. I'm spinning it before we go. I thought
Paul Rudd movie.
Jenna Ortega, Paul Rudd.
Oh,
Leone.
Okay.
Death of the Unicorn winner.
I thought it was
no, motherfucker. Bitch.
There you go.
I better be there Thursday.
Piece of fucking shit.
Oh,
That's
man.
what you get. Look at you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Death of the Unicorn. All right.
I told you, you lot are buffering over there. I told you this 10 seconds ago.
Yeah. Let's hold on a second here. We're gonna look it up here.
Man.
All
right. I've started so many freaking movies to find one out of probably if you turned on my Plex right now and you got
the cartoon.
It's not a cartoon.
No, it's not a cartoon. I thought it was a cartoon when I saw the.
No, I saw the trailers for it.
Nah, let's just say, out of all the shit that I watched, that was utter shit, and I turned off after 15 minutes. This was the only one I watched until the end.
Wow.
So that ain't saying much.
Nope.
Okay.
That's desperate.
Put the kids to bed. It's rated R. Okay. All right. So that's what we got to watch for next week. Wow. Good. Maybe this will move so we can stop talking about the Crow all the time. Maybe this will be the new Crow.
No, it's not that bad. Now I gotta fucking watch a shit ton of movies and find one for next week. Son of a bitch. Like I said, this break should have been longer.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Hey, we're getting ready. Let's do the intro to this thing. You guys whine too much. here we go. Let's get going on this. We're going to talk about the movie of the week for Play or Pass is called Sweetwater. This was a pick by AUBYN.
AUBYN.
Yep.
So, all right. So I'm going to open up the floor for any of us that have watched the movie. I don't know if you've watched it, Noir.
No.
But well, let's go ahead and so just letting you know, it'll be spoiler alerts. So let's go ahead and open up the floor for anybody who wants to talk about this movie.
Okay. Anyone else want to go? I think I should go last since it was my movie. I guess.
All right.
I like to go first. I don't mind going first, but I'd let everyone else go ahead because I got a million things I'm still trying to take care of here.
All right, fine. I'll go first. Okay. All right. If this wasn't shot on a freaking like Sony Handycam, I don't know what, because the video quality of it sucked. Okay. All right. The live action basketball game where he finally actually plays basketball, that was some of the worst actions in a sports film I've ever seen. And he comes down and tells Richard Dreyfuss, the place is sold out. We sold more tickets than Barnum and Bailey. But yet when they pan around and are showing the actual guys playing, there's empty seats in the freaking the Hoosier gymnasium that's supposed to be Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, Madison Square Garden is about as big as the gym was in Hoosiers. Okay. They could have. The story is so fucked up. The first hour, you think it's a biography about the Harlem Globetrotters and Abe Saperstein, because I know, yes, he played, that's where he got his start, but the first hour is more about that, you know? The best part of this movie was the beginning and the end. When he gets in the cab and he's driving the cab and the sports writer's in the back seat and they're talking about basketball players, you know, and then it's like, oh, let me tell you about the story. So they go into the freaking hour and 45 minutes of horrible shit, you know. Then at the end, when they're done, they're back to the sports writer and him driving the cab. And you see the live pictures of him in the cab and the live video and all that. That was the best part. The freaking first 5 minutes with them riding in the taxi and the last 5 minutes with them riding in the taxi and everything else. The production value was like freaking high school kids could have done it with a handy cam, considering there were some well-known and decent actors in it. That's the thing that shocked me. But it's just, they took what could have been a real good story about this guy, you know, breaking the color barrier in the NBA, and they just totally destroyed it with a shit story and a shit script. It was one of those, I don't know how many times I looked to see how much was left before this thing was over. It just fucking went on forever and ever and ever. So, yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, it did have that made-for-TV movie feel at times versus like a box office movie kind of thing.
Well, it's an angel film.
It's an angel film. I saw that afterwards. So
yeah, me too. I saw it. I just saw it, and I'm like, aha, okay.
Yeah, that explains why it looks like, you know, back in the old days when you go to Blockbusters, you got those direct-to-video movies. You know, they didn't even bother putting it in the box office. Direct to video. So that's basically, the production value on this sucked considering they had some really good actors in it. Yeah. All right. Hey, I see. Did Andrew get back?
Yeah.
Okay. So, hey, I'll let Andrew jump in so that, because I know he has to jet.
Oh, no, I'm not ready yet. Sorry.
Oh,
okay.
All right. Jason or Eddie, either one of you want to jump in?
No, me. Let me go. Okay,
right,
I looked at this movie as for the history aspect. Okay, first of all, the music I really liked. because there was some good music. Because I watched the movie until really to the end, and man, at the end they had some good music in there. And what I liked about it is because they brought in a guitar player named Gary Clark Jr. He was acting as T-Bone Walker, and the show was going. But what I really liked about this movie, it's not big. The quality, okay, the quality of the filming and the acting a little bit was a little bit off. But I was into the history of it because, okay, we're finding out today that a lot of people are going back and find these people, like say, like Sweetwater, like we had with Jackie Robinson, bringing these back up, and maybe I find that this movie, maybe it didn't get the money aspect to go to a better quality, but it depicted exactly what he had to do to get into the NBA. Once he got into the NBA, okay, he made it, but it was sad that he ended his life as a taxi driver. I saw the Harlem Globetrotters, I think, when I just came to Canada, because I didn't know anything about basketball. But my cousin took me to a Globetrotters show, and man, that blew me away. And I noticed in the movie, what I was trying to figure out, with Meadowlark Lemon was in there. And I seen at the end in the credits, did he give him a credit that he was in the movie? So for me, aspect, I liked it. It was a good movie for me, for the history of how we got there, and the music I liked at the same time. So that's for me.
I'll go. Dave hit it on the head. On this was like a made-for-TV movie. The history, yes, I love basketball. I love college basketball. I enjoy the sport. The acting felt so paper, wooden. The interactions between a lot of the characters were so, it didn't feel genuine. It just felt like a TV show, like a made for TV movie. The actors in it, such a great cast, and how I'm not able to buy in now. Richard Dreyfuss's character, he was pretty vibrant in what's it Poliv? He was pretty.
He was good.
A lot of the others just bling and boring, and I thought it could have been a better movie. The story of this could have been so much better.
Yes, amen.
But just didn't. They didn't do it justice. When you're talking about history and the first African American to get into, and this was in what, 1940, was it 1950 or 1940?
Like 52.
So you're talking in the history there, and it was like I had no buy-in for any character, even the Sweetwater. Did I believe him as a character? I didn't. Well, even the basketball moves that they did was so boring. And when they were just standing around, he's like, "Oh, now you go over here, go over here. Oh, look at he's doing a little layup." I was like,
"Yeah,
that's our big basketball move." And the was funny when we were talking about Madison Square Garden, and we kept looking. I'm like, Madison Square Garden was pretty small in the 50s. I mean, they must have really blew that thing up big later in years. But it did look like just a high school gymnasium. And it's supposed to be, the Madison Square Garden. I would have thought Madison Square Garden would have had, thousands and thousands of people, or do something to make it look like that. But they didn't. It still looked like in a high school. So to me, the historical part of it, the lesson it was trying to depict, the history, the actors and the script didn't do it justice. Again, I didn't buy in on any of them. If any of the characters would have died in it, it wouldn't have bothered me. You know, where not that I want someone to die, but I'm saying I didn't buy into any of the characters. I didn't believe that they were that person. So to me, I mean, it wasn't no Hoosiers. I mean, I loved Hoosiers. Hoosiers, beautiful movie about basketball. Acted well, script, action. You felt. I mean, if you were not kind of teared up in Hoosiers, you know, you choked up. This, it's just like, yeah, okay, I'm just watching a movie, and just didn't do it fair. So not as much as I hope. So. See, Auburn, I didn't say nothing last night. I'm trying to leave it as a surprise.
Yeah, you guys are brutal. Anybody else still have to go?
Me.
Andrew.
Andrew, Jason.
Jason, yeah. You want to go, Jason?
I can go now.
Okay.
I like the pretense of the movie. I had not really heard about Sweetwater before. I mean, everybody knows about Jackie Robinson, but you don't hear very much about people that broke the color barrier in other sports outside of him. So it was kind of neat to that. So it was something new for me. And like, I know the Harlem Globetrotters and they've been around forever, but I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. So for me, they didn't exist until 1970. So it was kind of neat to see that side of things and what they were like back then. But yeah, it's hard to overcome the like, this could have been a lot better movie. That it's kind of, after a while, the like writing is getting to you and you're like, man, it feels like they're like forcing things along and making it happen. And yeah, Madison Square Garden, I'm like, was it really like that in 1950? Like, I'm wanting to like lift up my Oculus and start Googling and see what did it look like in 1950 to see if is it that real or not, or they just didn't really care. They weren't worried about that. They were more focused on trying to tell the story. But it's something that, you know, the one we had the week before that with the girl, the boxing girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I thought that was, you know, the same kind of along lines movie, but I think that one was made a lot better. It kept you a lot more interested in the story than this one did.
Okay. All right. Andrew, you ready or?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with what Todd and Dave were saying. For me, it just had it had potential as a story. It really did. But it had so much it had pacing issues. It's meant to be about like how he's the first black guy to break into the NBA, and we didn't see any NBA stuff until like 90 minutes into the movie or something. It was just more like trying to pull on the it spent a lot of time pulling on like the emotional side of the story, and it wasn't so much of a struggle of how to get. It wasn't so much of a struggle for him to get in the NBA as it was like to just like show how much of a struggle it was in everyday life as a black man in that period. It was more about that than it was about like how hard it was for him to get into the NBA.
Okay.
But I mean, did definitely have potential as a story. It's just I think it fell a little bit flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept wondering why they didn't have a green book. All the traveling they were doing on the road, and like, where's their green book to tell them?
Another fucking great.
You know,
movie.
I mean, that was a real
book.
thing that African Americans had to use back then to find the hotels to stay in and gas stations that would sell them gas. And I'm like, okay, where's that part of it at? Why did they? You know, that for me would have made it feel like more of a realistic movie.
I guess
I'm looking up Madison Square Garden seating. 1950.
It did seem like a school gym. It did come across like it was a school gym. Definitely agree with that.
It reminds me of a 1950s school gym, definitely.
That's probably what it actually was shot in.
See, Madison Square Garden was way bigger than that.
We have to. It was way bigger.
Yeah, it's like, so they're showing here the 50th Street. So this one here.
Can you show it or not?
No, I got it. No, because
on your phone. Okay.
Yeah, there's way more seating in it, but yeah.
Well, there was there could have been some seating up above, because I'm just thinking about every time they like came out of the locker room and it was showing like where the seating was. They just showed from 20 to 60, or whatever the numbers were. But not.
They didn't want to pay those extras.
Well, yeah, there's a couple scenes at the end where they kind of pan more on the crowd, and it looks like they tried to make like so it has like two different tiers of seating, but I don't know if they didn't want to spend the money on the CGI to do that,
Right.
So
I of course like the movie, because you guys know how I am. I was looking at it more of a biography of, okay, here's a story about the first black guy to get into the NBA, and thinking of everything that he had to go through, and to me they showed that. I thought it was great to see what he had to go through, to see that, okay, well, he wasn't gonna let the mob influence him and make him either throw the game or not play. That meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to see him have to go to go to some place, a place that had the food there, but to then see that sign of, oh no, coloreds have to
stand
and
stand to eat.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I would never stand and eat. Never. I don't know what I would have done, as a black man. I take it to go. Something. But I am not standing up someplace and eat. Not at all. There's no way. Not while other people are sitting down and eating. I burn the place. You know what I'm saying? Before I stand up and eat. And I like how they showed that, and being able to show him sitting down and eating. Not gonna put up with certain things in this world. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing, that, because he knew what was going on with the owner, what he was doing, and taking that money, and to play games, to basically lose, and he wasn't going to.
He was paying the
team,
white players
all that money, more money.
He was paying more than he was paying the Harlem Globetrotters, which again,
and they're going to beat them, with their eyes closed. So that's why I like the movie, because it showed a lot of what was going on, and then for him to find out that that the other guy would pay, what was it, 12.5 for him, those things hurt, and that's why I like the movie. It was a biography. I looked at it more of a biography, not of a story of, oh well, this is we need CGI to see what Madison Square Garden looked like.
No, that's just an example. But there was so many other. There was. I think of, again, Hoosiers. I think of Hoosiers basketball movie, but done so well. I mean, you have buy-in on the players, and I think they race through so much things with it. I think we could have spent more time with his trials and tribulations and the things that he had to overcome. But like with the mob thing, that was one scene, done, over. You never saw nothing else about the mob thing. That it's so the one restaurant we had, the one where they can't eat there, and then boom, that's over. So the struggles, we saw the scene, but there was like one scene.
Right.
I think if we'd have seen more to build us up to have compassion for him and understand where he's at. And I'm not to say that I didn't believe that stuff happened. It did. That stuff it's real. That stuff legitimately happened. But in this movie, I just don't think they portrayed it enough for me to buy in as a movie.
I didn't look at it as portraying. I looked at it as him telling a story to the other guy in the back seat of his car.
Yeah.
But it's a movie. We gotta enjoy it.
Yeah, well, no, but he didn't enjoy it because look, with all that he did in his life, he was still driving a cab in the end.
Well, yeah, because
and look how long it
athletes
took
were not
for them.
paid.
Look how long it took for them to put him into the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
He was the first guy. He was the first black player, and it wasn't until 2014 that they decide, okay, let's put him in.
Well, they look at numbers and the points scored and all that stuff. I mean,
but forget about that. He was the first black guy to do it.
Yeah,
and he did change the game. I'll give it that he should have been in the Hall of Fame. Granted, but.
It shouldn't have taken that long.
We should have seen. I just wish we could have. I don't know. I think Angel Films. When I seen today, and I saw it right when we came in here, and I saw that Angel Films.
Was it an Angel Film?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Angel Studios. They just film things differently. You know what I mean? They are about a story. They Angel Films a lot of times, or Angel Studios, get some really good stories.
Yeah.
But then how the execution happens is usually
they just cheap out on it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like it's made for TV. I think Dave hit it on the foot. It's like a made for TV movie. It didn't feel like I was watching a movie with us, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was what bothered me because athletes, it did show you that they were done wrong over and over and over. But I don't know, poorly executed.
They took a subject which could have been made into a much better movie than what we saw about this. It's just shame that somebody who didn't have, because I was looking, the guy. This was originally supposed to go into production in 2007 with a whole different cast and everything. But then the financial collapse and everything, it got put on hold. And then Richard Dreyfuss was going to play the Abe Saperstein role, but that got changed. So, I mean, this guy who wrote it and directed it, he's been trying to do this since 2007. And it's just... I mean, they took what is a great story to build from and just screwed up on the execution of it. They just didn't. There was so much stuff in there that didn't need to be in there. You know, just tell his story. Tell his story. We don't need to. You know, the guy talking from the Harlem Globetrotters trying to tell the guys about getting a 3-point shot in the NBA. You know, what the hell does that have to do with him? You know, nothing. So focus on the subject and not all this other side shit. And, you know, and focus more on the story.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
that.
I mean, there was one scene in there that really cracked me up. Is when they were like showing a highlight film of him. It was black and white, and they did this. This. Because I can do it in some of my freeware stuff, is take like a modern day thing and make it black and white and scratchy looking like it's. And I saw that and I was like, holy shit. I could do a better job with my fucking free software of making the film look old than these fucking professionals can, you know. So that was just more of a, you know, who the fuck produced this thing, you know?
Stop looking for more work, Dave. We got.
I am not volunteering myself for any damn more damn.
No, I don't need
just,
I don't need Angel Films contacting me. And
no.
Oh, where's that Dave guy? You know, we could use him to.
Oh, I'm waiting for Tough Man to contact me after making them a freaking theme song for their fights.
Yeah, we're waiting on that.
All right. So did we get everybody in?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and hit with the play or pass, and then we will move on into the end of the. All right. So, Andrew, play or pass for Sweetwater?
Sorry, I'm passing on it.
Pass. All right. Eddie, what do you think? Play or pass for Sweetwater?
I give it a play.
All right. Dub each.
Unfortunately, I have two friends who are huge basketball fans, and if I recommended it to both of them, they would immediately text me and going, "Why the hell did you tell me to watch this?" So I got to give it a pass.
Why'd you make me watch that? Big Daddy Spider.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a play. So I thought it was a good movie. Not the best execution, but still the story is there, and that's the important part.
And I actually gave it a play, a very soft play on the thing. I think again, just as Big Daddy says, great story. I think that the story was there. I just wish it would have been a little bit better. And there is a couple people that I could recommend this to that I can think of, but I would just have to give them a,
Did Blue watch it?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
She really
she
likes.
Wouldn't enjoy it.
I don't think she would. Now she is a Hoosiers is in the top 10 movies of all time for her.
Yeah.
So I'm scared she would compare the two and it would fall short. So, AUBYN, what do you think? A play or pass?
It's a play for me, of course.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we had Leon said he voted over in the side. It was a play. And Renette gave it a soft play. So what do we have in the
9-2
Telegraph?
9-2.
9 plays.
All right. Well.
And so, AUBYN, next week you can lay it into me about Death of a Unicorn.
No, I don't lie. Because you said that what's her name was in it. Yeah, I like her as an actress. So hopefully she did good in this.
And it's a genre we normally don't watch, and like I said,
what's the genre?
Dark comedy, dark fantasy, monster horror, comedy, fantasy, horror, thriller. So we got it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see how that all plays out.
But Sweetwater was a 6.1 also, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a 6.1. But
Sweetwater.
But also, what did IMDb have it as? Is it 6.1?
Yeah. 6.1.
Okay.
IMDb rating. Okay, while you're in there, we'll type in black bag.
Black bag?
I was almost that's one I didn't want to put on the wheel, Dave.
Okay. All right. Pull the IMDb rating on that. Oh, look, 6.8. It's gone down, but I mean, you see, I've heard people talk. Oh, that's so great. It's so good. Let me tell you right now. Save your freaking time. Do not watch that fucking dog ass movie. It says it's like a spy thriller. There ain't nothing thrilling about it. Okay? Because I was like, all these great reviews on it. I'm like, let me go ahead and watch this because I'll put this on the wheel. And I'm like, who the fuck are you people saying this is a great movie? Oh, it's the best movies come out this year so far. And I'm like, it sucks.
Yep. I was the same way, Dave. I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this first before I put it on the wheel. And then I was like, nope. Like 10 minutes into it, I'm like, no way I'm going to bring this one up.
Yeah. And it was one of those, okay, I gotta watch because something might happen. And nothing fucking happened.
A lot of, again, some big names in there.
Oh, yeah. If you look on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like huge on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it's like 98 or something on Rotten Tomatoes. It's unreal what great reviews it's got. And it totally sucks ass. If you can't sleep one night, put that fucking movie on. Guarantee you, 15 minutes later, it's better than fucking NyQuil.
Dave, I think that you really need to start spending your time because you're saying that you have nothing to do. I think you need to start, going to Plex and start reviewing some of these movies. I think it would be great. I really do.
No, because you would just go back and watch them if I said they were horrible and disagree with me.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. There will be people
what I might do
that would.
Since
and
what I think I might put on the wheel for next week is fucking Conclave. Since the Pope died and everything, and we're going into that, I might just put that on the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's trending.
Yeah, because I finally got to watch that Riff Raff, and that one didn't turn out very well. I was hoping that had a promise to be a good movie, and it's like, nope.
All right, so shows or things that people may be curious or some suggestions for people to watch?
Mobland,
yes. That is a very good show. We are actually we're current on that.
I started to watch it, but I wasn't. I'm not ready to watch it because I thought it when I heard Mobland, I thought it was mob stuff. But then I saw that it was from the UK, and I'm like, oh no, hold on, nope. I can't.
I mean, I'm in the middle of watching Gangs of London, so it's like
that's really
this fits right in.
Yeah,
it fits right in.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for Mobland to be in the UK, so I got to get my body ready to watch something.
My body.
Well, have you finished? You finished the latest season of Gangs of London?
Not yet. I have.
I was talking to AUBYN.
I've
seen it.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you finish that, then you should be able to roll into Mobland, no problem.
Right, but I wasn't in the mindset to something. I'm thinking, okay, I'm in the streets of New York, guys getting shot in the head, so I had to hold off.
Okay, since it's over, has everybody watched the latest season of The White Lotus?
No,
I gave up on it.
Oh,
yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, everyone said it sucked, and
I had to give up. It was just,
I could not. That fucking I forget her name. The one that played the girl with the buck teeth. I could not get past staring at her mouth every time she talked. It totally fucking distracted.
Yeah, but Dave, she's very popular in the UK. Eh? She does a lot of movies, TV shows in the UK. She's very popular. Yeah. She played on the Sex Education.
She's a good actress, but I'm just saying I could not. Because the first time I saw her with his teeth is like, oh my God, I'd be getting a blowjob. It's like a beaver chewing on a log.
But Dave, in White Lotus, I didn't like her. But in Sex Education, she was really great. And she just finished another one. It's called Toxic Town. It's a TV miniseries. She's in that also.
No. I'm have to put them on my list to avoid.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about has any of you guys jumped into the latest season of Last of Us?
Yes.
I didn't get that.
We're enjoying that.
Yeah.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked with what happened to Joel.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That took me off guard.
That's what everybody's been commenting about that. That's been the big thing. They can't believe they did that right off the bat.
Yeah. But that's why I'm trying not to give AUBYN too many spoilers.
Yeah, I gotta get.
He'll forget by the time he watches it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I will forget.
We're all
I
old.
forget everything.
We don't remember.
I don't remember nothing.
There's another show I did watch. This Friends and Neighbors. And it actually isn't bad. It was kind of funny, kind of corny, quirky. I shouldn't say corny, quirky. We've watched a couple episodes, and I'm like, well, okay, this isn't too bad of a show. I'll go through it. I mean, it's not going to be it's not going to be on my Plex server, but it'll be something that it's fun to watch.
The Pit. You watched that, Dad?
Oh, I loved it.
Pit, yeah,
I loved it.
The one about the hospital, yeah,
loved it.
Yeah, oh man, I wonder if they're going to make another season.
I think they are. They are. That really had me on the edge of my seat watching it. I got it. And Noah Wiley, it was I've worked in a hospital and I know what it's like, and they were right on point with a lot of the stuff that they were doing. It's not like it's like that in a hospital every day or even or even every week, but it had me on the edge of my seat. Couldn't wait to watch that. It was like, remember watching 24 when it first came out?
Yeah.
And it just really had you in it, and that's what that did for me. The Pit did for me. Also, there was that other one that Dick Wolf did. I can't remember the name of it. I'll never remember the name of it now. But it was pretty good, and it was only a half-hour series for him to do, and Dick Wolf never does that, But it was a cop drama that was really good. It was really good.
I've been watching. I see that the studio down there.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen.
I haven't watched it
that. There's some chuckles in it.
Okay.
There's some chuckles in it.
Yeah, that's something. That's one that I've been thinking about in this Ernonaut.
Yeah.
Internet.
Yeah. I just saw that just came out a couple days ago.
Argentina.
Yeah.
So
Godfather of Harlem.
Oh yeah, I haven't started the new season.
Oh, that's great. And it's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
I like where they went with a lot of it,
There was one that played, what is it called? Dark Winds. It finished off third season.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
It's up in the air. They don't know if they're going to make a fourth season.
I don't think. Well, where things are going right now, I didn't know if they had to.
Yeah.
Well, after watching Gangs of London, I don't think there's going to be a season 4 of that.
Not too many of them left, huh?
Nope.
And plus, 4 seasons out of something from the UK is really weird. That's a lot. It's a lot for them.
I watched that Hacks. Gene Smart.
Oh, you must have really been enjoying your vacation.
Hey, like I said, I didn't have internet for a few days, so it was true. It's just going back and watching stuff.
Yeah, but you had your server. Oh, you didn't even have your server up.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so yeah. Okay. But you had your drive, so you could have.
Then my drive's hooked up to my Shield and just
right. There you go.
Kodi.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Trying to see what else I watched.
If you like detective stories, there's one that I like. It's a TV miniseries. Well, not a TV miniseries. It's detective stories, but each episode is a story. It's called Grace. It's about two detectives.
Grace sounds familiar. Grace. Pull that one up.
Oh wait.
Yes.
Not that one. Is that one?
Yeah. It was
yes.
That one.
I think they're in the 4th season or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
That is great. Each episode's an hour and a half long.
Oh, okay.
But
Like
each episode is a story. So there's only 4 stories to a season.
Oh, okay. Is it UK one or?
It's UK. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See BritBox. Has anybody watched any of the Black Mirror this season? Because I've heard there's some shocking things on this season for Black Mirror.
I have Grace already.
Okay. So I haven't, and I mean, Black Mirror is kind of like a Twilight Zone, or kind of like each episode's different, ain't it? It's
it's kind of
watched
like
those early.
a British version of the Twilight Zone, kind of.
So I was watching early the first season. I watched, and then I kind of fell off.
Okay. I tried to get into the first season. I couldn't get into it.
I just knew that I'd seen some stuff where people said there was some shocking things in it. So, and I'll be watching *Handmaid's Tale*. I got to get.
Oh yeah, I started that. I like
some
that.
episodes of that have dropped. I haven't watched. So, looks like I'm 6 episodes behind. So
yeah, I like it so far. I think it's because I waited so long for this season to come. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thank God it's the last one. They're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and at least I could pack that one away. You know?
Yeah, just trying to get it over with.
Yeah, I just want to get it over with. I watched so much stuff. Well, it's not that put it to sleep. When I watch something, I'm invested in a series. I want to see it end right. And hopefully they'll do that with this. Because like I said, I watched too much stuff, and I need to get it done and over with.
Gentlemen.
Asif said us about the Gentleman's TV series, because it was the movie, which has my man crush in it, and then there's the TV series. And we watched the TV series, not as good as the movie, but it was good. It was I thought the writing was good. It held our attention, so we enjoyed the Gentleman TV series. Let's see. Steve says finished all episodes of Drops of God last night. Drops of God. Oh, it's French.
No, it's French.
I never heard of it.
Well, Eddie's our French.
Did you watch Eddie?
It's gonna be like War of the Worlds.
Never heard of it.
Well,
you sure you're French?
Well, it's on Apple Plus.
Don't they give you the French title?
Language English.
Maybe the old lady watched it without you.
So just 8 episodes. So yeah, all right. Might add that to the.
It's French. You're gonna have to read subtitles, Todd.
No, hopefully they'll have it dubbed.
Oh, okay.
What does it say?
I can hope.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it says watch on Apple, so if it's on Apple, it should be dubbed.
And what was the name of it again?
Drops of God.
Drops of God.
All right. Aubyn, what's our sport? You want to cover the sports that are on this weekend?
Yeah, 1 second.
Searching.
Yeah, he's too busy adding stuff to Sonar to go.
Yeah. Hey,
First world problems over here.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there were 2 drops of God, you know. One was
this one's a 2024, I think.
Yeah, but there's a Japanese one.
Well,
also.
it's not, we
2023.
know.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just, you guys know me. I of course take both.
Well, if he finds 2 by the same name, he's got to grab them both.
Of course.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Compare them.
See how they compare.
Somebody understands Japanese might be on this.
Oh, I do. I listen.
And then he'll say,
I grew up.
I ain't got time to prepare for the show because I'm watching all my great shows.
I grew up watching all them Run Shaw and all that stuff. So the Japanese and the Chinese stuff. I grew up on it. As for sports stuff, tomorrow night we have. I'm just trying to get down to it here. We have a UFC event. Fight night. Sanhagen versus Figueroa. Oh wow. Corey Sanhagen against Figueroa. That ought to be pretty good, I think. They're in Iowa. Des Moines, Iowa.
It's a regular time.
Yeah, main card starts at 10 p.m. and the prelims start at 7. Oh, so it must be a short card. They're not doing it at 6, So we'll be in big screen to watch it, of course.
Maybe we'll have less commercials.
BKFC fight night on tonight.
There's a fight night on tonight, you said?
BKFC.
Bare Knuckles.
Bare Knuckle, yeah.
And what killed me was the last weekend. Slap fight was on. I was looking for a big girl in the cowboy. Remember, she wasn't there.
Uh-huh.
I was looking for that big girl in the cowboy hat with the
jeans.
The seams were screaming.
Yep.
Release me.
She's walking in the air.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she had the butt crack in front.
Yeah. Push all the other girls out of the way.
Did we miss a rough and rowdy when we were off for one?
No.
Okay.
No.
They talked about. They were
about it. It never materialized.
Okay.
I'm on their Twitter and everything. Redneck Brawl just says event coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
Tough Man is done for the year, but they're having that knockout party next week. But I don't know if that's going to be on anything or if that's just I haven't seen anything about that. It's going to be televised.
Was it the 10th?
I'm hoping that Metro News might cover it.
Yeah.
Was that May 10th?
Yeah. That's May 10th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
All right. Let's see. So we got anything else before we roll out of here? Because right about our time.
I don't know if anyone watches. What was that show? Because there are 2 huge major cliffhanger things oh gosh, it's one of those. I can't remember the name of it. Forget it. I'm not gonna waste time trying to remember it. I can't. Yeah, it's not even that. And my brain is completely shot.
It's shut down.
It is.
Too much stuff going on. So, Andrew, anything you want to say before we head out?
No, sorry, I didn't contribute to the TV show things. I haven't watched anything recently.
Yeah,
I do plan on watching Last of Us, though, season 2.
Yeah.
All right. Eddie?
Nothing. Just trying to keep my head from spinning.
Keep sitting down.
Yeah.
These are all old people problems, folks. So take a look at this panel. You're going to hear aches and pains and issues.
Oh man,
we have a gambit of the issues here on this panel.
Yep.
Beach. Anything you want to say before we go?
Hey, I watched a lot of shit, and the best I could find was the death of a unicorn. So I apologize ahead of time. It's not that horrible, but it's the best of the worst.
Okay. Big Daddy?
Just great show again, guys. And everybody make sure you like, subscribe, share to the channel. Keep updates with everything that's going on in the world of streaming.
That's right. Look at there. Since we didn't have Rogers here, look at Big Daddy says, well, I got that. I got that. Like, subscribe, and share. AUBYN.
Everyone, thanks for coming out. I did need another week, but I'll never get it. I'm gonna talk with HR and see what I can do. I'm shot.
We'll have a summer break coming up. Don't worry.
Oh, are we gonna get one?
Well, there'll be some part. I'll be in the States for a couple weeks.
Well, that's right. That's
10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got a wedding to go to.
Yeah. See, you got that looking forward to. So.
Yeah. Do you have was there a registry? I meant to ask.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay. Let me know when you got one.
Yeah. We'll do.
It's the least I could do.
Don't worry about it.
Since Daddy just keeps me, working too hard.
Yeah, that's right.
You
guys got it rough. Hey, thanks for everyone joining in here. Thanks for you guys hanging out for the whole 2 hours. I mean, we still got a handful of people still hanging with us, and that means a lot to us that you hang in here live with us. And again, if you have an Oculus, you join us. We have a really good time on some streams, watching content together, be it movies or TV shows or sporting events. It is fun. So if you have one of those, join us, and it's even more fun to have us hanging out. And I want to thank everybody. Thank the panel, and we're out of here.
Curtains falling on the screen. Hope you laughed and learned a bit. Have some fun and skip routine. Time to close this crazy shit. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. But it's time to say goodbye. Through the streams and download set. But now it's time for us to fly. Information, picked up tips and tricks to enjoy. But now we leave this online station. It's time to pack up every toy. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. But it's time for us to fly. Through the streams and download set, you can kiss my ass goodbye.